Hey guys, it's Scott Horn. In this video, we're going to take a moment and just kind of talk a little bit about a thing called usury. And I'm going to tell you that, 90% of most investors hear usury, they go, what the heck is that? They don't even know, and you better know what it is and how it works. And you better find out what the usury laws are in the state where you're located because they vary widely and they can affect you and or your lender. Usury is simply where the state dictates the maximum interest rate, usually on a APR or an annual percentage rate basis that can be charged either to an individual or to an entity in a real estate transaction. And they're going to be different from owner occupied maybe, as well as commercial type transactions. But oftentimes they will be the same along the way. So take time and ask this question. So for instance, I see a lot of people in the marketplace and they go out and they borrow money for earnest money. They'll go to a private lender and borrow $10,000 to use as earnest money in a transaction or transactions. And they're going to pay back that private lender in 30 days and pay them $2,500 for the use of their money. Well, guys, there may not be any interest rate on that mortgage. There's just a flat fee being paid to them, but that fee becomes interest. And the problem is if you're paying somebody $2,500 fee for 30 days to get a legitimate APR calculation, multiply it by 12. So it's as if in reality, you're paying that investor $30,000 over the course of a year on a $10,000 loan. Think about that. That's a 300% interest rate. The great odds are the lender is in usury. Not you, the investor, but it's the lender. And that lender could have the obligation to repay those dollars for up to 4 years for statutes of limitations that are out there. I don't want to put my lender in that position. Lending somebody a first or a second lien on real estate, same thing, same issue. You got to be cautious in how you know what your usury rates are so that you don't stub your toe and put your lender into a bad position. As the borrower, it's not for us, but it's what the lender is charging us. So really this is, if you're a lender, you should understand these things very well that are out there and that the lawsuits can be generated very quickly if you're not very, very cautious. And I haven't seen this in the marketplace for 20 plus years until in the last year or so. And this is just becoming, it's everywhere. And we're seeing lenders put together usurious transactions. And we try to advise them of this to some regard. We're not here to make them do the deal or not do the deal. That's between them and their borrower. If they want to move forward, they feel comfortable, do the deal. Our job is to point out the obvious so they understand the issues and the risk factors when we're acting as a closing agent along the way. We just don't want to be a party to a usurious transaction where somehow we might carry some liability for that purpose. And most settlement agents want to protect themselves in those scenarios. It doesn't mean you can't do the deal. It's just recognizing that there could be potentiality of that is out there. There may be other ways to structure that deal. I think you got to be careful. A lot of people want to use a joint venture agreement with their lender in some regard. But the problem becomes, if you do that over and over and over again, is it really a joint venture or is it just a way that you're disguising the loan? We call that same thing, only different. And so again, make sure that wherever you're doing business and you're borrowing money, you understand what the usury laws are. Protect your lender. Don't put them in harm's way and take care of them. Try to be creative finding the proper way of doing this. Just because somebody says it's okay to do things one way or the other, stop, find a knowledgeable attorney, ask them the question, make sure it's okay, move forward. Maybe it is okay to do whatever they say. But guys, too many things get put on the internet. Too many people just believe it blindly. Or they follow guru A, B, or C, and they wind up putting themselves in a bad position. Be smart. Don't get into a usurious scenario. So guys, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, take a minute and like it, please. Make any comments. Happy to help answer those questions for you. And come join us on our YouTube channel. We'll see you guys next time.